Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakahakwadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya with another video, and I'm going to start it off in 2nd Esdras chapter 15 in the Apocrypha, verses 12 to 13. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. And this Egypt is speaking of the modern-day spiritual Egypt, the United States of America, as pursuant to Revelation chapter 11, verse 8, that great city which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. And the reason the United States of America is known as spiritual Egypt is because it's serving in the exact same function that ancient Egypt served for the children of Israel. And the children of Israel today are known as the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The United States of America is a place of hardcore bondage and slavery for the children of Israel. And also, the United States of America has a lot of the same symbolism and customs and practices that ancient Egypt had. Just look at the back of your $1 bill with the pyramid with the all-seeing eye. You've got the Washington Monument, which is an obelisk. You've got that award that those actors and actresses win at the Oscars, which goes back to an Egyptian god. You've got places like Memphis, Tennessee, and Memphis was a place in ancient Egypt. You've got pyramids in Memphis, Tennessee, as well as that hotel in Las Vegas, which is shaped like a pyramid. Bread and beer were popular food staples back in ancient Egypt, and they're popular food staples in the United States of America. The list goes on and on. Verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with the fearful constellation. And who are those that till the ground? Farmers, which is what I'll be going into with this video, with an article from agweb.com titled Plains Drought to Curb U.S. Wheat Harvest, Adding to Global Supply Worries. And as we'll see in this article, those that till the ground, the farmers in the United States of America, are mourning because their seeds are failing through the blasting, the hail, and fearful constellation, adverse weather patterns that are affecting the growth of their crops. And what this is going to play into is the famines that are coming that are going to kill off a lot of people. March 14th, a worsening drought in the southern U.S. plains is threatening the region's winter wheat crop, just as the Russian invasion of Ukraine dents global food supplies. So not only are U.S. farmers facing a situation to where they won't be able to harvest as much wheat as they want, which is going to hamper the food supply. But then you've also got wheat shortages due to the war in Ukraine. Ukraine and Russia are some of the top wheat exporters on the planet. And the war has affected Ukrainian farmers' abilities to harvest their wheat. And America and the West have put sanctions on Russia's wheat production. And also, Russia has said that they're going to take countermeasures to deal with those sanctions by saying they're no longer sending out food fertilizers, which is going to further affect farmers across the planet's abilities to plant their crops and cultivate their food. Hey, we're coming into times where we're going to see the already shaky global food supply get even more hampered, which again is going to play into these bigger famines, which were prophesied by Yahushai HaMashiach to take place in the last seconds of these last days. This is Matthew chapter 24. I'm going to read verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. We're just in the beginning stages right now. It's going to get a hell of a lot worse from here on out. Apostle Tahar has deemed 2022 to be the year of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai turning things up, and things are definitely turning up. Some farmers in southwestern Kansas, the top U.S. wheat-producing state, have not received much measurable rain or snow since October. Winter wheat is planted in autumn, lays dormant in winter, and begins sending up green shoots in spring. Proper soil moisture is critical at this stage for the crop to thrive. And besides this, over the past couple of years, there's been even more adverse weather events affecting U.S. farmers' abilities to plant and harvest their crops. And on top of that, you've had the government threatening to take away lucrative subsidies from U.S. farmers if they didn't willfully destroy a lot of the crops they had already planted. And all that is ultimately through the will of these elites, like the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, Merovingians, you name it, who want to orchestrate famines as well to get people in a state of panic and chaos out here so they can bring that order out of chaos. Martial law, their NW0, that GREAT RESET, the Fourth Industrial Revolution. More than half of Kansas was classified as under severe drought or worse as of March 8th, the driest conditions since 2018, according to the National Drought Mitigation Center. Severe drought is also covering 3/4 of Oklahoma and more than 2/3 of Texas, both of which also are large wheat producers. Water woes come on top of a freak December windstorm that swept away some topsoil in parts of the U.S. wheat belt, damaging some cropland. U.S. hard red winter wheat represents nearly half of the country's overall wheat production and is milled mainly for bread flour. A reduced crop could further stoke food inflation that the UN Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, said was the highest ever in February. The FAO's food price index averaged 140.7 points last month, a 20.7 increase from a year earlier and surpassing the 2011 record. U.S. wheat futures soared to the highest levels in 14 years early last week as the Russia-Ukraine conflict pushed two of the world's largest wheat exporters out of the market. That has importing countries scrambling for replacement sources. Meanwhile, the winter wheat crop in China, the world's largest producer of the grain, is expected to be among the worst ever after heavy rainfall delayed planting. U.S. hard red winter wheat is harvested in June and July. Normally, farmers would sell about half their crop before harvest, but some Kansas farmers are proceeding cautiously, unable to fully capitalize on soaring futures prices due to concerns they might not be able to fulfill such contracts. There's just no way I can make any crop sales until I know I'll have a crop to sell, said Gary Milishashki, a farmer near Garden City in southwest Kansas. This is the second straight U.S. wheat crop stalked by drought. The 2021 harvest of spring wheat, which typically is planted between March and May, also was crimped by dry conditions. As of March 6, just 24% of Kansas's wheat crop was in good condition or better, while 39% rated poor to very poor, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. This is the lowest rating for this point of the season in 4 years, the agency's data shows. In Greenston, Kansas, farmer Ron Cepes worries his wheat lacks enough moisture to produce even an average grain crop. Since receiving just over an inch of rain in late October, his fields have received scant additional rain. A light snow last week contained very little moisture, he said. Any moisture is welcome, but this was certainly not a drought buster. Far from it, he said. The coming weeks will be critical for the Southern Plains wheat crop, said Lucas Hagg, extension agronomist at Kansas State University. Many farmers apply fertilizer to maximize crop potential, but moisture is needed to carry nutrients to plant roots, he said. Wheat plants damaged by the December wind storms that brought Dust Bowl conditions to Kansas face additional drought problems because plants have been weakened either by the sandblast effect of blowing dust and dirt or by soil nutrient loss from the 100 mph, 161 kph winds. It's just one more stress that the plant has to overcome, Hack said. I said with this article, but back in 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 13, they that till the ground, these U.S. farmers, shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail and with the fearful constellation. And as we just read from that article, U.S. farmers definitely are beginning to mourn due to these adverse weather effects affecting their wheat crops. And like Yahushua told his disciples in Matthew chapter 24, verse 7, famines are coming, and the Most High is going to kill off a lot of you people through these famines. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verses 22 to 23. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So to those people that may escape these biblical famines that are coming, hey, if you're not of that elect number, you only have to look forward to getting taken out by one of these other calamities that Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is about to bring to this planet. Getting killed in these race wars, civil wars, getting sent to a concentration camp during a state of martial law to be tortured to death, getting drafted to go fight in World War III, etc., etc. And the dead shall be cast out as dung or crap, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There's going to be so many dead people from the famines and other calamities that Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is about to bring to this planet, that people are going to become emotionally numb to it and step over those dead bodies and not give a second thought to them, like they don't give a second thought to that turd that they flushed down the toilet. And again, back in Matthew chapter 24, verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. We're just in the beginning stages of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai bringing these calamities upon this earth to judge and punish you people for all the wickedness you've been committing. It's going to get a hell of a lot worse from here on out, so you better buckle up. It's about to be a bumpy ride. But to you sincere Akim and Akwat out there, don't get weak when we see these prophecies coming to pass. Hey, we knew these things were going to come to pass, so we've been preparing ourselves accordingly and putting all our faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai that he's going to get us through it. As it says in Isaiah chapter 65, verse 13, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. As long as we do whatever we can to stand in the good graces of our power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, hey, we got a chance of having this protective hedge over us to where when these people are hungry and thirsty and lamenting out here, we'll have food, drink, and we'll be rejoicing. So that's it with this video. With this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwat were edified. Just keep strong. We're almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.